Guys, no, that's not what we're looking for.
Welcome, bow betters. Well, we had a profitable week.
Let's hear that again. Let's hear.
Welcome, bow betters.
Sound check. 1 second here, folks. Let's see here. Got to check the sound here. Check the sound. Get the. All right, yeah, we got sound, folks. We got sound. Let's hear that. Let's
check the sound here. Check the sound.
Good.
Get the. All right, yeah, we got sound, folks. We got sound. Let's.
Oh yeah, very apologize for having to get this started again, but obviously you couldn't hear me, so it's better that we just go inside, enjoy the cigar indoors. You know, despite it sort of fumigating and smelling up my area and stuff like that, smelling up my clothes, because this Kintsugi, looking at the veins and just looking at its texture, it's going to be a pretty strong cigar. I still can't get any hints of the aroma on it right now. This Alec and Bradley Kintsugi. Alec and Bradley, as I mentioned before, just make some fabulous product. Only the best here on our channel. None of this garbage. You're not gonna. We're not gonna just smoke something that's you know, you can find this everywhere. But the beer is gonna be a little harder to find. This Mellotron, this Chicago-based company, it's already sold out at Benny's. Like I bought the last 4-pack. Again, I've had this beer before. It has hints of lemon as well as papaya, neither which I really enjoy in my beers. But man, when you see it and you drink this thing, it is fabulous. It has little, it does have some pulp residue, which I think is just fantastic. A great creaminess to it. Very distinctive hops that aren't bitter. I had this cigar with Josh. Josh, I just texted him. Josh says he's got an OnlyFans page that you have to pay to in order to get, you know, to get his content. So go look out for Josh's content on his OnlyFans page. But man, look at that beer, dude. Look at that beer, guys. You know, just tasty. Hit up the likes again. Hit up the likes, guys. Need your support. Need to try to get this cigar/gambling thing going. You know, we don't need Joe Rogan and his crew to smoke cigars and drink good beer, good booze, smoke good cigars. You could do that on your own, in your own home, cheaper. Enjoy yourself, or you just do it with me here. Get some picks, learn a little bit about what I'm doing in terms gambling wise. Things have not been good. As I mentioned before, the gambling has, you know, big hit last week. It is what it is. Oh, I'm looking a little disheveled. But we're going back strong. As you can look at the whiteboard behind me. Yeah, Raj, I have a whiteboard. I used to use it a lot more. On the board right now, we have Jacob Malcoon is being our primary money line bet at plus 130. Manon Fiort at minus 190. What's up, Real News? Manon Fiort is my biggest play of the year, probably going to end up being my biggest play of my life. I already bet like the house on her. I have her tied into parlays, basically with most of the favorites that I find on this card. I have her in a 3-unit parlay with Victor Henry. I have her 5 units, just her on the money line at minus 190. 3 units with Victor Henry. I have 1 unit with her and Alonzo Minifield. I also have her in a Trixie for 2 units with, I put her, I would have liked to put it with Bilal Muhammad, but I put, or even some of these other Russians. I put her with Kai Baralho. I know that's a tough fight for him against Mahmoud Muradov, but I have her in a Trixie with Kai Baralho, as well as you know, Armand Petrosian. I'm high on Petrosian. He escaped with a narrow victory. And going back, guys, when we were talking about another money line bet going to be made, you know, it's okay to talk about it right out the gate, guys. We'll get to some beer and we'll talk about some of the card as going. It was Rogerio Montorin who took down Brandon Royval, 8 of 9 takedowns for an 88% takedown percentage and 7 minutes 41 seconds of control time. And Brandon Royval still won that bout because he outstruck Roger Bontorin by only 12 strikes. He was more active. He actually landed less significant strikes, and in terms of significant strikes, but he landed a lot more in terms of total strikes. He out-doubled production from Bontorin. So the perception was that he was very active, even from bottom. I mean, he was hitting them. They count those total strikes from bottom. They count those strikes. And the judges just swayed it towards him. And in that particular bout, I was on Brandon Royval by finish, by his usual sub. And so when he didn't get it, I was not happy. So Brandon Royval, as we're going to mention, as I mentioned before, is going to be one of my moneyline bets. I'm going to tail Brian on that one. Brian is one of our fans here who, sometimes, real news, it's risky, dude. I'm so heavy on Mellotron. I'm so confident in it that I might just be shooting myself in the foot here, but I don't think so. I think that she has a stacked, better athleticism, better physicality, which I hate that word physicality. I just think that she's physically stronger by far than Caitlin Chikagian. She has all the striking upside skills by far, including the power factor. So I'm even taking Manon Fiort by finish. I'm going to do the finish rather than the KO because I think she could do a club and sub. I think that, she'll take that club and sub finish. She's been working on her jiu-jitsu. I'm certain she's working on her wrestling takedown ability big time. So I'm going to lean towards that. Let me change the camera up here, guys, a little bit. Is not that one? Yeah, let's see if that helps get the beer in view. Maybe not. Maybe a little lower. But, Manon Fiort, it accounts for, like, the largest bets. Oh, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, guys. The largest bet that I'm going to be making this year so far. I made some big bets last week and some big parlays, and I faltered. I lost them. It was it was rough. It was rough. It was I lost 6 units. It's the largest loss this year for me, and the largest loss in a couple in the past. I've had larger losses. I think it's the largest loss since Nate Diaz fought Leon Edwards, and I lost a lot of money when Israel Adesanya did not finish both Jared Cannonier and another fighter. I forgot which event that was, his previous opponent, and I lost a lot of money on that because I was risky. I was betting large money on the props. Just a rough day. But we're doubling down, and everything is really just tied into Manon Fiort. My only bet this week is Jacob Malkoun. I added Brandon Royval to that mix. So now I have Brandon Royval on the money line, and I'm looking at him. Joel, that's not bad. Gamrot, though, I think is in a tough match, man. But I like that. I went hard on Victor Henry because I know what he's done. He can do. It is a risk. It's more of a fade on Asunciao than Victor Henry. But Victor Henry is aggressive. He is going to be much faster. He's going to have the better kicking advantage. He's going to have the better kickboxing advantage. And the guy is tough. The guy is a beast. He's a monster. He could take it and give it. And I don't think Asunciao is going to do anything to hurt that guy. And he just has a good jaw. And I think all the finish side is all on Victor Henry. I don't like the prop number on that finish is not something that I'm happy with. The lines on this card, guys, I'm not very satisfied with. I think it's a good over-under like parlay card if you want to parlay like the over 1.5, not the over 1.5 in the Victor Henry bout. Rafael Asunciao's a pretty durable guy, but I like the unders on that. I think Victor Henry could go out there and put it on Rafael Asunciao. I know Asunciao is really, really tough. He has all the experience and everything else in his advantage, But Victor Henry is a different kind of beast. He's a different kind of monster. The guy's very aggressive. Victor Henry by TKO is plus 188, and Victor Henry by which I think is, I don't know if he submits him, but him by finish is plus 145. So not fantastic numbers, but I think Vegas is expecting Victor Henry to finish Sun Xiao. So I think that I like Ross. I like everything you're saying, Real News, and I think a lot of people, a lot of cappers have a lot of the same picks I do, and they're leaning on me, which scares me. I don't like when we all agree, right? When we're all sort of in line as sort of a herd of betting people. It's not something that I'm super cool with. Let's see if that looks a little better. Let me see here, guys. Oh, boo, boo. No, righty tighty, righty tighty. The fuck? What the hell? Man, am I gonna be too low? Who cares? That beer is good. That beer is fucking good. Love having this beer. I'm telling you guys, this beer is, just has all the elements that I really enjoy. A creaminess. The hops are so defined, very clean, tasting and clean in the hops. Just really, really a nice beer. And let me get to the cigar here. Shit. This one is available at Benny's, again, an Alec and Bradley cigar. I love its veininess too, that it has. It has that many veins. To me, it's telling me that it has a very high quality in terms of its richness. It stayed on the vine quite a while. Again, I do all of my tasting, both the beer and the cigars, blind. I have no information on this thing. Sometimes you could read it on the box if it's a habanero, if it has Nicaraguan tobacco in it, Dominican, etc., etc. One thing I'm really surprised in is how little or how few Dominican cigars, and basically Honduras and Nicaragua, have seized the cigar market. I think most of the premium tobacco that we're getting out there in the cigar world is from those two locations, and it's just interesting that. Here's one thing I'm gonna state. Yeah, I'm gonna state. I think that Honduras and Nicaragua right now, even though those, and what scares me is those areas I've been told by Josh. I was talking to Josh the other day that Nicaragua is a little unstable again. Like the Central America, with after COVID, with all this is really struggling, especially with the fall of Venezuela. There's a volatility to that region right now that is reemerging again, which is scary because that war. In Nicaragua, as well as in El Salvador and even Guatemala, some of the they were. When you talk about civil war and the atrocities of civil war, it was brutal. The viciousness and the devastation that both the people incurred, as well as the land, and this is a horrible time for like Honduras and Nicaragua. They're like making great cigars, have a great product. I mean, I don't know who's getting the money from all this stuff, but it's just a shame. But I would argue that you're going to get a higher quality cigar from Nicaragua or even from Honduras than you might get in Cuba. Because Cuba is basically what I think Cuba's probably doing. I was just in Mexico and had a Cuban cigar, was not impressed. I'm not impressed from the Cubans that Mexico gets anyways normally, right? I think they get the lower grade, they get like maybe a C or even the D grade tobacco from Cuba. But I went to a pretty reputable store, and even the quality of the cigar that I got was good, but it wasn't great, and then it wasn't a fantastic smoke. It could be that I'm a little prejudiced towards, or been more acclimated towards the Honduran tobacco at this point, but it just wasn't all there. And I think that in order for the economy there and for that cigar and their product, because that's their primary breadwinner, in order for them to make money, they're just pumping them out. So I just think that we're getting good cigars right now. So we're going to try this Alec and Bradley, this company that they are making fantastic smoke. So we're gonna go with it. Yes, real news. Again, I'm going back to that Victor Henry parlay with Manon Fior. I got like a minus 118. That was the closest I could get to even money. I was pissed when I saw Victor Henry at minus 300. He opened up at minus 300, and now he's like minus 350. You know, I was so pissed. I was just so, I'm like, dude, this guy's like its second fight in the UFC. You know, and again, they make the bets on the matchup, but I still thought it was just unjustified of a line and very high. But so I had to find a way to utilize it, and basically the Manon Fior Victor Henry parlay is one of the bigger parlays, and I made 3 units to win 1.5 or to win 2. It is what it is. I doubled down on it. I still have a few $100, 5 units on Manon Fior on the money line, and that I basically, but everything all said and done, I'm going to have about 8 to 10 units, like $800 to $1,000, all related to Manon Fior. So take from that what it is. Normally when I've done this, I've lost. I'm going to be blunt. Normally when I've been that confident, went that strong on a particular person, all eggs into one person in terms of my parlays, I faltered. So be cautious. Don't do as I do. Don't necessarily do as I say. But right now, just on paper and not on paper, I'm so confident in Manon Fior that I'm going to bet more. I did a max bet on her. I bet everything all the expendable cash that I was able to bet, and I tried to get some more value out of it by adding her in some parlays. Yeah, so I got like over $500, $600 in the money line, and then another like $300 to $400 in parlays. So it is what it is. I tied her with some people here, and then the other bets that I have. This is a big 2 weeks for me betting wise, because I got 2 units on Jacob Malkoun, and then I put another unit on Brandon Royval. So I'm extended out there. Most of my bank, roll. I'm not a high roller. Betting and having like $1,300 out there pre-fights for me is big. That is not normal. I'm normally in that $300, $400 range, and over an event, I would say I average anywhere from $300 to $600 betting on each of those events. So that's the whole event, and making a lot of bets. So this time, it is what it is. I'm just confident with it. Hopefully it all turns out. I'm taking a risk, taking a little bit, bigger sort of amount of betting. I'm just rambling, but we're gonna take that risk, guys. So the nice color on the cigar. God, I'm talking so much. Oh. Yes. Nice. Right out the gate, not a lot of spice. Oh my God. It tastes good. Guys, it's a good cigar. Just like the clean hops in the beer, there's something about the cleanliness that has a nice leathery, not spice at all, a very herbal sort of first hint on the tongue. Very, very nice. It's going to go well with your beer. If you didn't understand that, it's going to go well with this beer. Hop Butcher. Guys, it's at Benny's. It's going to be hard for you guys to get this particular beer. As I mentioned, really, nice, great, clean hops. The hops on this thing, as Josh mentioned, were very distinctive. Very, very nice finish. Not very bitter. They mix papaya and lemon. Like, I can't stand the smell of papaya. I don't mind the taste of it. Lemon, I normally do not like those lemon shandies and lemon in my beer, but it works with this beer, guys. So that's what we have in the Hop Butcher Mellotron. I wish I would have got this started earlier. Oh man, real nice. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Renos, I think there's some more. I'm more confident about my picks next week, even though the lines are not good. You know, Petrosian shouldn't be that minus 280 that he is right now. Kai Barajo is at, some of these fighters, and there's some other options here, guys. We're going to go through, some of these fights. Again, the first two that at least Rivers has, Brandon Royval, Oscar Askarov. I think I've covered that in just myself previously, just discussing it. And when I hold on here, let me smoke this cigar. Oh man, very smooth. Great. My goodness, that is a nice cigar right here. Whoa, this is a good cigar. Oh my God. I don't know what this Kintsugi means, but it's got to mean damn good. To me, it means damn good in Japanese. If someone wants to do a little search on their Real News, somebody in a computer can look up, what Kintsugi is. Man, Real News saying that he likes Gadazi as a underdog. I think that's next week, right? Is that this week? I don't know. Rosa, what do you mean, Carl Rosa? That's next week, right? Rosa's the favorite, right? Yeah, she's the favorite. Carl Rosa's a big favorite against Lena Landsberg. And what is the other woman? Oh yeah, there's the Gadazi against Buar Nurmagomedov, huh? Yeah, I don't know, man. The Russian parlay, is something that Joey was discussing. The Russians might, they might, what do they call it? Like run the table here. It's possible, man. Those guys are really training. Everybody else, as Joey mentioned, everybody's fucking with lions and horses, and where the Russians are training. They're in the gym. Oh yeah, please pull it up. This it has a nice, like I said, it has a floral character to it. Really just a full body, nice silkiness. No spice, very smooth. It means golden repair. What the hell does that mean? Golden repair. Thank you, Real News. And it has a little bit of gold on the band. Golden repair. Alec and Bradley has a lot of, metaphor in their names of their cigars. They're a little different of a cigar company. They have great marketing. Look at the color on camera of this cigar. When you see that deep brown, and that's why I chose this thing. It's hard in real life. It doesn't have that oiliness, but you could see it on camera. I saw the veins. It's like a penis for Joey. When he sees those big veins on a penis, it just drives him crazy. So, when you see those veins on a cigar, and I saw the veins on this thing, I was just like, man, I got to try that thing. I've never had this. Really just a nice smooth smoke, good defined flavors, just like the beer. The beer, it's actually countering the beer, which I don't like. Like the beer, it's not making the beer doesn't taste as smooth or as creamy with the cigar. But let's see as the cigar goes forward, and let's see as I have more beer if my palate changes, which it probably will. The golden joinery makes sense because it speaks to the blend, right? Like cigars are a blend, just like beer are a blend of hops and flavors, right? And the cigars, and even wine, they're blends of wine. There's different varietals of the grapes that go into the wines. Like very few wines are just full Cabernet or a full Pinot. They actually do blend different grapes into making up the wine. Sure, it'll be like primarily a Cabernet or something like that, or even the cigar is going to be primarily a Honduran, but nowadays most of the cigars are a blend of flavors. The Dominican, Mexican, Brazilian, Cameroon, Indonesian, Cuban, all make tobaccos, right? And there's these tobaccos in other places. Man, well, this is a fabulous cigar. It is good for a beginner because it's not strong. It's not going to be overwhelming. It's not super peppery, so it's not going to be offensive right out the gate of being too peppery or too spicy for a novice. It's going to be still smooth and light, even though it has this full body. It says medium body, but for me, it's more of a full bodied. Somewhat medium. It's not as super oily as I thought. It's not super heavy on the palate. It's very just delightful. It has a lot of good subtle qualities, but it really is good. Like out the gate, this is an 8.5. Like it's going to lean towards a 9 because it's the kind of smoke that I definitely enjoy. It's what I want. I'd like it to be a little bit more oily and to have that habanero sort of taste to it. Not habanero, but habano. Habanero. Thank you, Real News. Thank you for that that information, man. Yeah. But as I mentioned earlier before, guys, I think we're in a very good card. Do not sleep on this card. It may not be the best betting card. You got Anderson Brito at minus 400. I spoke about Askarov. Simple right off the 3 bets. You get like over 1.5 in between Brandon Royval and Askarov is minus 250. Yes to go the distance and not to go the distance is even money, right? Like I think that yes to go the distance, that it's interesting that the over 1.5 is minus 250. The over 2.5 is minus 141, right? Yes to go the distance is minus 115. For that, you just stick to the minus 41 on the over 2.5. Is very interesting, right? You could just take that over, the over 2.5, and then say something like Minifield and Serkinev over. Look at it's over under is 1.5. Over 1.5 is minus 108. Under is 1.5. Not to go the distance is minus 345. I would grab that, and you're already at plus money, right? Between those two. Because I think Serkinev Minifield is not going to go. Because in order for it to go the distance, it's going to be a sloppy fight where either Minifield is not going to engage, which isn't going to happen, or he's going to be escaping ground scraps, which wouldn't happen either. If this goes to the ground, Misha Serkinov is going to submit Alonso Minifield. Minifield needs to disengage. If I were his coach, I'd be like, stay off the cage. Don't engage. Don't clinch. Push him off of you. Push, strike, push, strike. I would definitely keep this on the feet as much as possible, and Misha Serkinov is going to go down. That chin is going to get caught. he will go down. But if Alonzo Minifield goes and tries to wrestle, clinches up with him, and he gets taken down, he's not getting up. Misha Cirkunov is going to be in fight or not fight, not flight or fight. He's going to be like, this is my chance. This is my only chance of winning this fight right now. He's not going to let him up. Minifield is not going to have that, that get up game good enough. Cirkunov is strong enough to hold him down there. And he's going to, if you see Minifield get up, then it's over. You know he's going to win that fight, and it's going to be over soon. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Alonzo Minifield's got to keep this on the feet. But I still like the not to go the distance prop there in terms of a totals line. Guys, oh, come on, you silly thing. Oh, darn it. I lost my spot. I know people like playing totals. This is a good card to play the totals. You know, what they're offering for some of the props, with the exception, say, for example, I was mentioning, I don't like what Victor Henry is there. In that first fight, Royval, remember I was talking about Royval and Askarov? Royval, in terms of the method, Royval by decision plus 600, and him by submission is plus 525, right? So Royval by finish is plus 375. Not a big fan of a lot of these. I'm not going to go into like Pete Rodriguez by the finish, but I think that one's a weird card. That one's a weird. Man, I like the over 1.5. Pete Rodriguez, Mike Jackson at plus 210. You can play that straight. That might be a play. Mike Jackson is a weird guy, dude. And Pete Rodriguez gasses, and he's not he's a finisher, but Mike Jackson can take it. He just seems he gets so lucky. The not to go the distance minus 625. Do not parlay that. I'm not going to put that in my parlay minus 625 and make a totals. Sort of a dirty totals parlay here. That I'm not going to, Martinez. I think Martinez can finish Cub Swanson. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. Sam Hughes, Piero Rodriguez over 1.5 minus 590. See, all the things that I'm looking for to make my dirty totals prop, they're on me, right? Like under 1.5 for Dusko and Jordan Wright is minus 240. Everybody wants to parlay that. What if you get burned? Throw that into the parlay, the 3-piece. You get plus 213. So in a totals play here, and here's another total I think in the girls in the main event. I think that's going to go over 2.5. Right? Is minus 435. It's funny. Everything that I say that like, oh, I think it's going to happen. Like Vegas is just siding with me. And you guys are siding with me. You guys know all this shit, and you know how it's going to play out. But you do the plus 213, and rather than just the simple parlay between those, whoa, what happened there? All right. I like, I like the not to go the distance at minus 345. Just keep it simple with the 2-piece with the over 2.5 with Oscar Askarov and Brandon Royval. A unit wins you 120. Oh, man. I don't know, guys. I wonder if it's just better than to throw more money at Manon Fiore on the money line. Just let it be. Risk it. Risk to reward. Let it all be. Nice label. Nice label. Yeah, that's a good looking brown. That's a good looking cigar. All right, so other props to look at, guys. Um, I like Alonzo Minifield. I think they're only giving you even money for Minifield by TKO. Yeah, plus 110. They're not doing you any favors here, but I think he's gonna knock Serkinov out. We all know the guy's got a glass chin. He does have that black belt in jiu-jitsu, but Minifield's just by far the better striker. No fight IQ, no friggin' takedown defense, no striking defense. I'm pretty certain that William Knight took down Alonzo Minifield and was able to hold him for quite some time. Let me look at that, what happened in that particular bout here. Now let's see. Minifield's takedown defense, 83%, which is not horrible, right? Not horrible. He lost the Knight, and in that bout, let's look at that bout. He was, actually, Knight only had 1 of 4 takedowns. Minifield actually had the control time. I think on the clinch, I think most of that was clinch time. What? I think this is an error by UFC stats. I think it's Knight that had the clinching. They have William Knight of 10 of 10 of clinches, and I think that they made an error here. I'm not positive. Minifield had more significant strike percentage. He actually had only 2 more significant strikes. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong place. Total strikes, William Knight had 82 of 139 compared to 66 of 99 for Alonzo Minifield. Significant strikes, William Knight had 10 more. They have a Knight with only 1 of 4 takedowns and 43 seconds control time, but they gave Minifield, I believe it was more in the clinch, but that doesn't make sense because Minifield and they go down, he had 0 of 0 of clinch, right, in terms of significant strikes. I'm confused here, but I still think that this is Minifield's fight to lose more so than Serkinov's fight to possibly pull that submission. But again, we're not dealing with an elite MMA fighter, well-rounded. Atomic is atomic. The guy is just all muscle, strength, bruteness, bully. You got to work on that well-rounded skills. Got to work on that ground game better. Imagine if Alonzo Minifield had like some jiu-jitsu. Had better striking, had some striking defense. He could really be. Oh wow, the oils on the cigar are starting to come out. I can feel it on my hands. Beautiful aroma. Oh, I love it. I don't know what's stopping some of these MMA guys from really developing their game much more. I mean, they have the time. What is it they're training? How much training does Israel Adesanya have to do in his striking? His striking is already better than so many fighters that him to continue to work on his ground game and his wrestling, can help him. Pieta did that. Pieta went over there to work with Glover, and you know what he worked on. He worked on his wrestling. People were saying like, oh, what if Israel Adesanya decides to wrestle against Pieta? He might get fucked up. It might be a mistake. Because Pieta's been working a little bit longer. He's Brazilian, but he's been working little bit longer on his probably counter wrestling and his counter jiu-jitsu and on his offensive jiu-jitsu than what Israel Adesanya is thinking, right? So people want to think, well, what if Pieta, with them long arms and the strength that he has, because he is a big, long guy, actually takes down, he decides to take down Israel Adesanya. And psychologically, what does it do for you that you're fighting somebody that you've lost twice already to? That has got to, feed into some doubt. I mean, or it could motivate you. Like, I'm going to get my chance to redeem myself. I I've been in MMA longer. I have more experience. I've fought better people in mixed martial arts than this guy. I'm going to win. This is my time. That's going to be a great fight. Oh, yeah, that's nice. A lot of pulp. A lot of pulp in that beer. So, going back to this week, though, everybody's on that Jordan Wright, Dusko Todorovic finishing Jordan Wright or the under 1.5. But, you know, Todorovic is not, Jordan Wright is a big guy. He does have good strength. He can go that first round, that first few minutes. The guy is dangerous. And he's willing to stand and bang with Todorovic. And Dusko might not be able to sustain that strength, both the kicking strength and the striking strength. Jordan Wright could possibly overwhelm him because Dusko doesn't have great striking defense. Like, Dusko doesn't necessarily fight with his hands down, but he doesn't move very well. He's got a better I wouldn't say wrestling game, but more of a ground control game and good ground and pound. Let's see that. You know, Dusko has, his less striking in terms of activity. You know, Jordan Wright's more active. He's more accurate. Jordan Wright actually absorbs more, but Dusko absorbs a lot too. And Jordan Wright's defense is horrible, and so is Dusko's at 47%. But everyone talks a lot about Dusko's grappling, and I don't think it's all that, man. He's got like 1 of 14 takedowns. I mean, he's pretty much a stand-up fighter, and this is going to be a stand-up fight. You know, Jordan Wright's takedown defense is solid, whereas Dusko's is not as good. I really think that you know, a sleepy possible dog here is the Beverly Hills Ninja in that round one. That he gets the finish, that he gets the round one. He's on that winning side. You know, this is definitely a loser goes out of the UFC. Let's see the round props here. Todorovic in round one is plus 128. Jordan Wright in round one is plus 460. The fight to end in round one is minus 157. Dusko, rounds 1 and 2 is minus 130. Wright, rounds 1 and 2 is plus 280. I like taking that Wright, rounds 1 and 2 at plus 280. The method here. Nah. You know what? Rather than that, just take the Jordan Wright by TKO or DQ at plus 310. If you're on the Jordan Wright side, that is his win method. He's either going to knock out Todorovic or get knocked out, you know, possibly club and sub, but more just, you know, knocked out by Dusko. And Jordan Wright, you know, let's see what Jordan Wright round one TKO, do they have that specifically broken down? Fabulous cigar, guys. Oh my goodness. Very unoffensive. Great traditional flavors. Great body. Easy on the nose. Excellent aromas. Not spicy. Has that plantain character that I love. The plantain, banana-ish quality to it. Fabulous. Fabulous. Better on the finish. Has this, like, that's where that plantain flavor, a little sweetness comes in at the very end. 9 Club, guys. This is Alec and Bradley, Kintsugi, 9-0. Really, really good. Yeah, definitely one of the best cigars I've reviewed so far. Great burn on it. Love it when it gets that little cone. This is excellently rolled. This is masterly crafted here. This is no joke. This is rolled by some of the best. Probably they have it. Alec Bradley. You could see the layeredness to it. How the leaf is just full leaf. Very uniform. Excellent burn character. not a lot of brown or a lot of burnt on the ring. So just extremely great quality cigar. It is $11 a cigar. I get it, guys, but man, worth every penny. Man, my cigar and my beer habit is turned into a high cost of living in itself. But you know, you guys can afford this stuff. You know, you guys could go out there and purchase this. You know, you don't need to be drinking those, you know, those Bud Lights and those seltzers and all that fucking crap. Get yourself a good beer. Get yourself a nice wine. But, you know, you don't have to smoke. You know, a lot of it helps is I don't smoke weed anymore. So I've parlayed or flipped all my whole marijuana use into beer and cigars, right? But they sort of went all hand in hand back in the day anyway. So, but still, really just a fabulous cigar. Look at that. Look at the veins on that thing. Love it. Mm. Excellent draw. Again, such defined flavors. Super smooth. Super aromatic. Just fabulous. I can see the oil there. Just awesome. What's up, Noel? Long time, brother. Noah Allen for the review, for the return. Mm. My next review may not be beer. We're getting closer to the holidays, and I'm not going to be able to enjoy Thanksgiving. I'm going to work Thanksgiving, and I always have good wine. Always have a nice bottle of wine Thanksgiving and Christmas for myself. I make a point of drinking like something that I really like, right? That I normally wouldn't have all year. You know, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be in that like $60 range or $40 to $100 range. But I'll drink that sucker, and I'm going to do my next review might be that in terms of when we get there next month. There's soon there's going to be a wine sip and smoke with the wine bottle of wine, and that's when it'll be towards Thanksgiving. And when do we have an event towards Thanksgiving, folks? Let's see here. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, November 12th. Is that our next one? Michael Chandler. Yeah, the big card. Israel Adesanya. Wiley Zhang, minus 385 over the current champion, Carlos Esparza. Look at that fight, guys, that we saw. That Carlos Esparza versus Alexa Grasso. Grasso was robbed in that fight. Yes, Esparza had some good takedowns. Let's look at that fight. Well, you know, I think that Grasso had won that fight. I watched that fight again, and Carla Esparza had taken more damage to her. Yeah, she had takedowns, and it was Grasso's. Had great fight IQ, but there was, I think it was that second round, she accepted bottom position a little too long. Yeah, I think Grasso will win. I think Zhang will win too. Zhang is for real. She has good wrestling, counter wrestling, and she has a good get up game. Grasso got up. If Grasso could get up, Zhang's going to get up, because I think Zhang is stronger and has been drilling that wrestling over there with Henry Cejudo. And again, changing and adding elements to your game. I don't understand some of these people. Yes, stay with your camp, but move your camp. Move with all of them. Move your camp, or bring in the people, or go somewhere with your camp to get better. You got the money. That's what you're a fighter. That's what you do, right? So yeah, that loss, Alexa Grasso. Let's look at that. Carla Esparza was 4 for 11 takedowns. Man, yeah, that's why they won it. 7 minutes and 11 seconds of control time, right? That's huge. That's over a round of control time. Insane. And Carla Esparza actually did outstrike her, probably because she had her grounded for a while. She was 115, and the significant strikes were close to. Alexa Grasso only had 45 of 103 significant strikes. So it was a close fight, but, you know, and I get it. The optics were what they were. But with those strikes, Esparza didn't do as much damage as Alexa Grasso did. Grasso knocked Esparza down once, if not twice. She knocked her down once and she stunned her once. And I think really just fought a better match. But yes, you can't deny somebody a fight with that. Man, yeah, on the ground, Esparza had 10 strikes compared. Well, and I'm not reading the UFC stats right, but that's okay, guys. But yeah, I still think that Grasso had won that match. I don't recall I was on either side anyway. Oh my god, this smells so good. This is a cigar like my grandfathers didn't smoke cigars. One of them did. That they really weren't into it. But when I used to walk people and walk past them and in any country and you smell a good cigar, it was a cigar like this. You know, it has that pungent, great, earthy, really just nice. The aroma on this is fantastic. 925, guys. Fabulous construction, easy on the draw. That subtle sweetness has gotten better. It could be that from the beer, right? Like, because the beer has that papaya, so it's like lemon, which has that more bitter sweetness to it. But papaya is very sweet. So, and the hops on this aren't like brutal. They're very clean hops. It's not very bitter. Man, it's all working. And I love the construction on this. I love it when it cones like that little cone like that. This was rolled by like top of the food chain employee. Employee of the year. The best of the best roller worked on this cigar. Like this cigar was touched by a master. It was not, it wasn't just a new employee that rolled this cigar. This box, if I could trace it back to the person, was rolled by one of the best in the factory. And he wasn't fucking around. Super skilled. Had great product to work with. Yeah, rollers could be in a career in the weed business as well as in this business, but the machines do what they do, but there is that human touch that it's hard to replace, especially with the cigars. I hate machine rolled cigars, Noah. Machine rolled cigars don't have the same kind of draw. They don't burn. They might be formed all the time consistently. They don't burn consistently, and the draw tends to be a lot tighter. It doesn't. They don't have the touch that you need in order to allow the cigar to breathe better. In my opinion, for me, a machine rolled cigar, don't want to touch it. I want somebody to touch my cigar. I don't care if they put their oily hands on it. They work with gloves. Something about it having that human element to it makes a difference, right? Somebody that knows and feels the actual, doesn't measure it by a foot-pound or some arbitrary electronic thing. There's something about it being, look at that vein right there, it being rolled by the human that knows that, like, oh, I need to have it this pressure, it's a little hard right now, oh, that's too much. They can't undo it, but they could go on the next layer. When they're binding the cigar and filling the rollers, they could correct it. Okay, I'm going to make it a little looser now, right? They could make adjustments where a computer is not going to do that. The machine is going to just press it the same way, roll it the same way every single time. Whereas a roller, somebody that does it handcrafted, is going to be like, just like anything in wood or anything that's handmade, like, oh, I might have messed up here. Let me try to adjust it doing this. Let me take a little more off, or let me put a little bit more on, right? They're able to make an adjustment for you. So the human element in a cigar, I think, is crucial. For me, it is. Like, I do not, yeah, Snoop Dogg's roller is getting paid. I do not like the machine roll. Even myself, I can't roll for shit. So and do I love having a friend with me that can roll? As back when I smoked weed, absolutely. I used to have this friend, like, at the skate park I was at. I'd be like, hey, dude, hand him a bag, hand him some papers. Like, could you roll up? Do your thing. Because he was just the best roller. He would like. They were just silky. He did it fast. He did it nice, smooth. They burned perfectly. I tried to roll it. It was all nubby and fucked up and canoe. I'm the worst roller. And then when I did it with the machine, it'd be tight and it'd be too tight. You're over there, So I would always, gave it to my friend who, besides the pride he took in it, just did it really well. And I'm like, here, dude, roll a few for me. We'll smoke a couple and then we'll keep a couple. I'll keep a couple, we'll take them home, whatever. And it is a skill. It's a skill. So. Hey, Real Evan News, I might argue that packing a bowl properly is a skill too. You got to cut it a little bit up. You got to put some chunks in it. You just can't crush it up real fast and put it in there. You want to, I would argue, you can't put too much and stuff it. Put your thumb down in there, stab it with your thumb. I would argue that packing a bowl sounds like stupid. Like, oh, this guy doesn't know. Yeah, there's a little skill in that too. If you want a really good bowl, somebody's gonna pack. Same with the crumble and somebody lighting up your and lighting your oils and shit like that. Like some people do it better than others. It's a skill. Right? I didn't have that skill. I could taste things. I could know what's good weed. That's my skill. Is my palate is I'm not a super taster, but that's my skill. It's like knowing, oh man, this might be an indica. This has got, oh my goodness, look at this flavor over here. Oh, I'm good at tasting it. And getting the that's my skill of it. But I cannot do it. Being in the cigar industry, I know this cigar, the way it's burned, the way it has, you can see, look at the layers that it has and that cone on the edge. That is no joke. That's not an accident. That is a perfect burn almost, right? And that, when you see those layers like this, those placations, that means it's not only high quality cigar, it's rolled perfectly. When it's nice and uniform, you see that little nice and cone like that, that is a good sign. A lot of people don't want that cone. They think that's a bad sign. I think that's a good sign. But you see the burn, the uniformity of it. This is burning very evenly, right? And it's intensely burning. It's like 1,000 degrees at the very edge of this. Look at that. This is, again, Alec and Bradley, Kintsugi. I didn't get the box number of it. Trust me, if I went there and if I called Alec and Bradley or sent them an email, sent them the lot number, sent them to this, they would know who rolled it. And sometimes there is the name of the roller or the stamp of the roller on the box. And I bet that's like one of their best employees. I'd bet as much money as I'm putting on my non-frior that this was rolled by one of their best rollers. And that's how confident I am in it. And I know, that's a good question. Do I know cigars better than I know MMA? No, probably not. I think I know MMA better than cigars. I've been involved in MMA in terms of just as a fan and as a student and observing it longer. Or not even that much longer. I got into cigars when the first UFCs were going on. When the first UFCs were on videotape or live on pay-per-views, the early ones, my friends and I, would get together, smoke cigars, smoke weed, drink beer, drink whiskey, cognacs, like really good shit, man. And we'd watch the UFC events smoking cigars when we were like late high school, early college age. You know what I mean? Like we would be on it. Right? And we wouldn't, we didn't buy the cheap shit. We did buy the cheap shit, but for those events, it was all good. We'd pitch in to buy a box of cigars, pitch in to buy a quarter bag, half-ounce of weed, sit there, smoke all night, watch the fight, drink good-ass cognac or whiskey, smoke great cigars. it was a great time. That's what I did. Mm. We were cigar and weed aficionados back in the day. Like it mattered there was good shit. Man, this is a good cigar. Mm. Mana Martinez, Brandon Davis. I like both Martinez's in these instances. Brandon Davis is a dog, though, man. I think he's being really just people are not giving him any respect in this bout. You know, Oh, I didn't mention Jonathan Martinez, Cub Swanson. I didn't go over that, but let's start with the other Martinez. I'm on both Martinez's, but which one has a better chance? Mana's striking defense is horrible. His fight IQ, he does not listen to his coach. He's one of the best coaches out there. The guy doesn't listen to his coach, man. He does sort of like Mana does what he sort of wants to out there, and he just moves unnecessary, a lot of unnecessary movements. He supposedly has the better power in this instance. I mean, and I get it. Back in the day, he's finished a lot of people, but we haven't seen that in the UFC. And Brandon Davis is a fucking dog, dude. The guy is just super tough. I've been hesitant to bet on the Mana Martinez size. I don't like him at -162. I just don't like his fight IQ. Not liking him as again, his fight IQ, but him by TKO plus 240. That's not a bad number for what he's supposed to do, because people are doubting Brandon Davis coming in and knocking out, Mana Martinez, which I think he could do. Like, I've seen Mana Martinez stunned. The guy gets hit every bout. Every bout he gets, just as the other Martinez. Both of them have poor striking defense. In fact, let's look at right here. Let's look at Mana Martinez's striking defense here compared to Brandon Davis. Mana Martinez absorbs 3.55 compared to Brandon Davis's 4.6. The striking defense on Mana Martinez is 41% compared to 60%. Not great, man. I'm not so high on him. Yeah, no Allen saying that Brandon Davis is damaged goods, but man, the guy's just a dog. He has 3 straight losses. I get it, but they're to Dana, right? Chikadze and Kang. He's got a win against Costa, none of it, which isn't good. Yeah, I mean, you have to lean on the Mana side. If he would listen to his coach, if he'd listen to, and just be a smarter fighter and have more intelligence in his striking, he will dust Brandon Davis. I think he has the reach advantage. No, Brandon Davis does. They're both orthodox. He's got the reach advantage. Martinez is actually 6 years younger, which that is good. Like, he's the younger fighter. Yeah, I mean, I'm on both Martinez. I like the Martinez parlay. That is something that I thought about. Jonathan Martinez, which I'll tell you why I like Jonathan Martinez here in a moment. But yeah, it's hard. I agree with you, Noah. Like, it's hard to trust some of these fighters. Like, I'm even sweating my my pick of. I don't like the nine, but I'm sweating my parlay with Minifield and Manonfior, and it's really Minifield. Minifield has dude. Serkinev's chin is so glassy. That shit's ready to get pulverized and get heated. That wind could probably, as they say, could fucking knock him out. Just touch it, and he's gonna go down. He's gonna fucking crumble. But Minifield might be dumb enough to clinch up with the guy, get taken down, and get fucking submitted. Like, if you're on Serkinev's side, you bet that submission. Serkinev by submission, plus 360. That's why it's just plus 360, because that's his win method. That's his possibility. So, but you get in a 2-pick parlay, which I don't think is great. Plus 137 for the 2 Martinez's. Fuck that. I'd rather go back to my Mononfiore parlay with Victor Henry. I think still at this time. Victor Henry, man, minus 375. Holy shit. And where's Fiort now? Her shit is fucking climbing fast too. Minus 205. You get the minus 113. You know, that's not bad. I'd rather bet that than the two Martinez's. I'd still like that, my parlay of that, and I bet $300 on it, 3 units. You know, 3 units wins you 267. Not bad at all, guys. That's my shit right there. My whole betting career right now is going to rest and trust in Mononfiore. If she loses, I lose. About Better is going to not retire, but you won't see me for a while. Wow, nice burn. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look, I didn't even ash it. It just, you know, fell off naturally. Let me go get the beer, another beer. Excellent cigar. 9.5. Guys, I just noticed that this beer sort of matches my shirt in some way. How much do you guys think this shirt cost me? How much do you guys think this shirt cost me? All right. Someone can answer that in the chat if you guys are listening. Hit the likes up. Give me a like over here, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. Noah's good seeing you. Real News, thank you so much for your info. Always appreciate your support. Hope your life and things are getting better. All you guys, man. I hope, you know, I dig everybody that comes in here. Fucking, if you watch it even post hoc. I dig all the haters too. But we're doing good here, guys. We're doing good. It is about better. We're losing a little money. But we're working hard to get that money, and we got money to gamble, right? Like, it's hard. It's tough losing this money. I'll tell you that much. And, I work a lot of overtime. I work very hard to get the money I do get to gamble, and to lose it, to gamble it away, as you say, is not good. But living good, quality of life is fantastic. Good cigar, like an $11 cigar, fabulous. 9.5, really love it. This beer, the Mellotron, 9 Club, 9. Fantastic beer. Again, normally don't like the lemon flavor. Creaminess, great hops, not bitter, fucking good, great drinkability, juicy character. Look at this thing. I put a lot of head on it, but look at that. Look at the fucking golden character to it with juice in there. It's like, the orange juice doesn't even look this good. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's just so juicy, so good. Just fantastic, guys. So I'm high on Jonathan Martinez because Cub might be washed too, right? Cub, like, he didn't want to do the media thing. Cub hasn't won a fight in how long? I mean, Jonathan Martinez is going to be far, far younger. He's going to have I hate Jonathan Martinez striking defense. Supposedly Swanson, of course, is more accurate, lands more, but they're sort of similar. They're similar in the strikes absorbed, similar on striking defense. Man, Cub was supposedly great at takedowns at one point. Not really. Statistically, Martinez has better takedown defense. Actually, he beat Elkins. Which is good. I mean, Cub Swanson defeating Elkins is not. I mean, this is a tough fight here. I just don't know, because I like Martinez's aggression, right? Great kicks, more aggressive, might be a cleaner striker than Cubs' last opponent. I think he is going to be the cleaner striker in this, and he's going to be faster, a better kicker, moves better. But man, Martinez's defense is horrible, horrible, and he's it's going to be like, what is Cub by TKO or by finish? Like, I don't think that's his win. I think that is his win method, in my opinion. I don't think Cub's going to win a decision here, because I think Martinez is going to be more active, faster, a better moving guy, but he leaves his chin open. Yeah, Cub by TKO is plus 525, and then Cub by finish is plus 440. I think it's better to take the plus 440 as for Cub. If you're on the Cub side, take him on the money line and sprinkle something on him by the finish. Because Jonathan Martinez, just like Mana Martinez, the striking defense for me, the fight IQ for both of these guys, is not fantastic, which sucks. My Mexican American guys, these guys should, and they're both coached by great coach. Have good coaching, but their fight IQ is not very good. So let's see what happens there. I'm not going to play that card. I'm not going to play those dogs, and I'm going to put all my nests. I'm resting all my eggs into Madame Fjord. That is what it is. It's over there, Madame Fjord, with everybody. I got Jacob Malkoun with 2 units. I'm going to leave it at 2 units. I'm not going to boost any more units up there. Brandon Royval, 1 unit. I'm going to leave that the way it is. He's in a very tough fight, but I am going to put another 25 on him by decision at that plus 600 mark. And then I'm going to take the rest, how confident I am with Fjord. I'm going to take that Fjord finish line, which is, they don't have that prop yet, but I'm going to take that Fjord finish line. And I think I'm going to call it a day. Like, I'm not betting this card a lot. I'm making some predictions here, but I'm not betting this card a lot other than that. I think Sam Hughes has the whole upside against Piedra Rodriguez. Sam Hughes is on a tear right now. Another good dog here, CJ Vergara against Taira Tatsuro. Yeah, everybody's talking about his jiu-jitsu. Like, what is his subline? Because that's the way he's going to win. He's not going to outstrike CJ Vergara. CJ Vergara is a demon. Submission plus 375. See? That's so great. I like that Vergara on the money line. Right? Vergara plus 190. Just leave it at that. In Vergara by decision plus 390, that TKO of 575. Just leave it as that line, but I'm not going to bet it. I think that Tatsuro definitely has the better jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu is so strong in MMA. Like, in their level, I haven't done the statistics on it in terms of the weight classes, about knockouts and submissions, et cetera, et cetera. I haven't done any of that research. Shout out to Uncle Wheezy. Wheezy, I would love to sit down with Wheezy one day and create these parameters and define some metrics that we don't see normally, that even the Fight Nerd does, where I get some of my content, or at least where the statistical companion from Nate Lashaw, that even he doesn't do. Like, that we put something into a matrix or matrix of something that breaks weight classes down and finishes a little bit better in terms of knockout versus submission. I'd like to definitely get into doing that kind of statistical analysis in the future. But yeah, I'm not into even chasing Pete Rodriguez for that finish. I think this is, it could be a good totals card. Look, there are a few good bets out here. I wouldn't spread yourself out too much on this card. Don't go wild on this card. And don't go hard. Yes, you might win on a dog. You'd be like, oh man, I knew it. I should have bet fucking 200. I should have bet 3. Accept that position where it's at. Don't go outrageous with your bets on this card. I'm going outrageous on Madame Fjord because I'm that confident, and I could be bitten. Chikagian isn't a joke, but I might go even more. I'm hoping that Manon Fjord stays in that minus 190, minus 200 range. And come fight time, I might bet the check. It might go even more. If she stays, I doubt that she stays there. I doubt that she stays there. I think that it is going to increase. I think I don't mind figure out your parlays as her as the phalanx or the parlay key, or the main parlay leg, or the anchor of it, and go for there and decide how much you want to bet, and that's what I did, and I'm betting a lot. So I mean, don't do as I do. That's just my pick right now. This card, yes, yeah, there are those spots, but I'm not like, Vegas. I was a prop better, still am a prop better. Vegas isn't giving me those props of 2 years ago where I was getting plus 600, plus 800. Those are gone. Those days are done. Like Vegas has chopped down the margins for their props big time. So you're not going to be able to get that you place that nice $10 bet and win like fucking 400 or win 50 or whatever. 20 you bet $20 and you make that good money. Those days are done, man. They are hoping for us people that hunt and peck. If you're a hunt and peck prop better like I was, you're getting the meager scraps now. You got to really. I think it's time that you have to bet to get the bag. You got to bet a bag, and unfortunately, that's what I'm doing with Manon Fjord. Not really unfortunate, but it's gotten to that point where Vegas is really on to us. It'd be cool to take that risk early. Oh my God. Another good thing that makes the cigar well, and it's well rolled, is if you noticed, I didn't hit it for a while. I didn't take a draw for a few moments, and it stayed lit. It needs to be actually hit now a bit. I don't want to make it too hot. When it gets this small and it starts to engage like this, I don't want to feed it. I don't want to nurse it. I actually like to try to calm it down so it doesn't get too hot. Mm. Oh my God. Such a good cigar. Such a good cigar. The tobacco quality is superb. It has the earthiness. The earthy and leather is just so good. I don't know how to describe it. I need to actually take a class and increase my vocabulary to describe to you what it is that I'm tasting. But it's not dull, right? It's not one-dimensional. Now the oils are really starting to get good. The color is fantastic. That subtle sweetness is still there. That underlying plantainish, subtle sweetness is there. A lot more oil, heavier on the palate, and tobacco. Sounds stupid to say tobacco, but it's not spicy. It's not offensive. It lays on the palate softly, right? It isn't overwhelming, right? It isn't like, oh my God, I'm smoking a cigar, and like it has this deep burnt flavor. It doesn't have that at all. It is very nice. This beer cleans. Oh, Charlie, the lemon and the papaya, really nice. That right there, that little sip. Let me get another one. Oh man, living the life, guys. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Am I still broadcasting? I think I am. Yeah. So that's most of this card, guys. I think, you know, there are some good spots. I like the totals props. Is there any questions in the chat? Is anybody still with me here? I think there are two watching, two likes. Is what it is, guys. I don't mind that. I'm about better. I know if you and guys, if you've made it this far, you are about better. We are about betting here. About better, being better. About, you know, betting better. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Real News. Yeah, everything's good, man. Let's hope that. Yeah, let's just keep these bets going. Let's hopefully, you know, win some money here. You know, it was a rough week, but we're gonna keep it going. We're not quitting. You know, you can't quit. You can't. You know, oh shit, you might have lost some money, but that we're gonna try to make some of it back. Even if I win my bet, all the money that I win on Fiort, if I do, won't cover what I lost the past bit of the year, but at least we'll get a chunk of it back. All right, guys. So thanks, Real News, for joining here. I appreciate you all the time, as well as everybody else. I'm gonna still stick around. I'll stick around. I'm just gonna chat with you guys. Still stick here live as I smoke the cigar, because I'm gonna just smoke and drink when you guys not here. When you're not in my stream, I'm still gonna finish the cigar. So I'm gonna finish this with you guys. And maybe somebody else joins the chat. But thank you so much, Real News. Hope that things go well this weekend. Hope your bets are good, and I think they will be. I don't think this is everybody seems to be. I watched UFC Gambling Addicts. I watched Johnny K Picks and Blood Money Bets, their stream. They were pretty much in line of what I'm doing. Like, it scares me. And I didn't watch anybody else this week. I didn't I normally don't even like to listen to anybody, but we had that week off, so you know, but we're all sort of in the same realm of picks of who's good, you know, what our predictions might be. But again, that also scares me. Telling you, this cigar, whoever rolled this motherfucker, is top of the food chain. And you start to get here, and the cigar still burns cool, like a cool burn, evenly. You know that this is a 5-star cigar with a 5-star craftsmanship. But the problem is, that person might not be in the next box. It might not be in the same cigar you had. You know, I had to have bought it, just like other things. You had to have bought that box and as many from that box to get the same caliber, quality construction, because that's the person that did it, right? I don't know if it's a woman or a man. It doesn't matter. But to get that same quality of construction, you needed to buy that box. So next time I buy this cigar, it might not be the same. I can't afford it right now, but what I should do is go back and buy a good handful of them, like buy another 4 or 5 that were still left in the box, and buy those, you know? Oh my goodness. Goodness. 9.5, guys. 9.5. This cigar can easily be a 10 with a slight aging of the open humidor. Get it with it melded with its own brethren. Put it with, you know, that box itself in a cigar apart from other cigars, so it doesn't marry with other flavors in some way. And this has all the potential to be a 10. And this could be a top 3 smoke that's out there right now. Alec and Bradley Kintsugi. You know, as Real News MMA mentioned, it is the called is an elegant, multifaceted, medium-bodied cigar created by the second-generation cigar makers Alec and Bradley Rubin and Alec and Bradley Kintsugi. Pays homage to the ancient Japanese art form of joining together ceramics with gold lacquer, making them even more beautiful. Right? So I think it's about the blend. There's something about this blend that is special. Oh my goodness. Again, going back to that leatheriness to it, it's changed. I mean, it's just so traditional. It has this very distinctive earth and leather combination with not an overwhelming oil. Just so good. Mm. Mm. All right, going back to some MMA. Why I was so high on Jacob Malkoun right out the gate, guys, is that the media and a lot of cappers are putting Malkoun as just a wrestler, just a jiu-jitsu guy. But I recall from my research previously, because I've been high, Malkoun wins ugly. And he is in Australia. Malkoun was like their equivalent here in Chicago. We have our Golden Gloves. We have this amateur, competition where it's just open. Anybody could fight. Pro, I don't think you could be a pro. It's like amateur. He was like in Australia. He was a Golden Gloves amateur champion or whatever their equivalent of Golden Gloves champion was in boxing. And when those was here in Chicago, if you're a Chicago Golden Gloves champion, that's not easy. You're fucking fighting some tough motherfuckers. You're like a badass motherfucker. If you can win a Golden Gloves championship in Chicago, and from what I know of New Zealand and Australia, and even in boxing, don't doubt their boxing. There's some tough guys down under. Like in that region, dudes that want to scrap. Like Hawaiians, those dudes want to scrap. And Jacob Malkoun might be a mild-mannered dude. Nick Maximoff is a mild-mannered dude too. But Jacob Malkoun wants to scrap. Like he could take it, give it. He wants to box. I think he's a better boxer. He's going to be better on the feet. He might be a better jiu-jitsu practitioner. When you teach professionals, you teach the caliber of fighters that Jacob Malkoun is doing in wrestling as well as in jiu-jitsu. It helps you. It welds your skills. It enhances your abilities. And Malkoun is what I'm thinking is going to do. Is he's going to keep it on the feet. He doesn't need to take down Nick Maximoff. He's going to piece Nick Maximoff up. Maximoff is going to want to play that jiu-jitsu game, and Malkoun's going to want to have nothing to do with it. Come on up. And even if he does, I think Malkoun might have the better jiu-jitsu. Maximoff has the maybe better wrestling, because Malkoun, in his region, and sure, Ron would say, or somebody would say, like, oh, I will take that American wrestling versus the, Australian wrestling all day. Right? But where's Nick Maximoff? I mean, he does have great wrestling credentials. He was, I think, a Division III champion or Division II champion. Very good wrestler that transitioned into jiu-jitsu. But MMA wrestling is different than American freestyle wrestling or Olympic wrestling. Jacob Malkoun is, I think, more well-rounded in all elements of it. Yes, Nate Diaz, the 209, Nate Diaz Army is doing fantastic. They got momentum. They're doing really good. They have all the motivation. Nick Maximoff, I believe, is one of his boys getting all the attention to be more successful in the UFC. But Jacob Malkoun, working with City Boxing, working with the best of his region, where you don't forget they got champions. You know, Nate Diaz. No offense to Nate Diaz, he's not training with champions anymore. Nate Diaz is not a champion. The Diaz brothers are great, championship caliber fighters, but not champions. Jacob Malkoun is training champions and with champions, right? And those people are having success. So we're not like even comparing the successes of it. You know, Jacob Malkoun even at plus 110, the number lowered a little bit, but I think he's going to get it. I think he's there. And him by decision, plus 195. Just stick to the money line, guys. Either fighter. I don't think Maximov subs him. Maximov by submission is plus 600. That's a big number. Malkoun by submission is plus 950. I'd rather play that number. I think Malkoun has the bigger finishing upside. Maximov by finish is plus 420. Malkoun by finish is plus 525. And I think that Malkoun has the better finishing upside. I think he has the better MMA grappling, the better MMA wrestling, and he's going to use his MMA grappling and wrestling to keep this on the feet, and he has the better boxing. And I think he's going to piece up Nick Maximov and possibly even knock him out. You know, that's why if you're on a prop bet on Malkoun, by decision, he's only plus 195. He's only plus 195. Just take the money line. See, Vegas has caught on to us, man. Only plus 195 for Malkoun. They're not, that's bullshit for a decision. He's under, Maximum by decision plus 148. Just stick to the money line, guys. Either side you're on, just stick to the money line. Don't even chase a prop here. Over 1.5 minus 530. They expect this to be a brawl. You know what I mean? I mean, Vegas has got us down. They got this shit. They've really closed a lot of betting doors with us. They've made things a lot of unchaseable. And if you're able to I wouldn't advise it. I would say I think we're betting. I bet too. I'm the Bob better. I'm the Bob better. I used to bet every fight some form of another. Still do to an extent. I still do. Make a lot of bets. Vegas is making a lot of money off me. Right? They're making more money right now than I'm making. I mean, that I'm losing more than I'm winning. So, but it's because I'm chasing these props, I'm chasing these over-unders. If I found a subtle or a very good medium between what it is that I know and how I'm betting, then I'm going to be a lot better. But right now, yeah, some of these Vegas is just all over us. They want you to chase. You're not going to be able to make that good, easy, big cash anymore. That $20 to make $200, that shit ain't happening no more. Give me a break, I'll be back. All right, guys, one more. I finished this one with you guys, but cheers to you guys. The Mellotron Hot Butcher, man, they're making some good shit. I want to try some more Hot Butcher with you guys here. No fast pouring there. Sorry, guys. Straight from the can. Yeah, money line at either side. You know, I got 2 units, guys, on Malkun. I'm not going to go anymore on it. You know, it's a 50-50 bout. I took the side that I think has the better MMA skills, the better boxing skills, the better counter wrestling, and just that heart. So I'm really hoping that Malkun wins this. And I think I'm not unhappy with my bet. I'm just not going to go any harder, right? Like, I'm not going to go any harder. I've gone too hard on who I have gone. Let me know in the chat who you guys have gone with. If you're going to go hard, who are you going to go hard on with? What parlays you might play? I will respond to you guys. Hit me up in the chat. I don't know. I don't think that any of you are going to really watch this stuff, but hit me up. I'll hit you guys back up. I'll try to respond if possible. I do have time. Let me know what your plays are this weekend. And I say that betting wise, I think maybe we should be more focused on next week. I think there's. I've already set up those parlays. These big events, I think we all do better in these bigger events, these bigger cards, because Vegas wants, they're headlining the people, and UFC is headlining the people they want to win, right? So it's easier for all of us. I think these bigger pay-per-view cards are more predictable than the smaller. That's another thing I'd ask on Go Easy, right? Like, I just think they're more predictable, and we have more successes. At least I have more successes betting the big cards and the big pay-per-views than these fight nights. They all should be somewhat easy. Predicting the fight is easy. Who wins? As I always said, I know who's going to win. I just don't know the how and when all the time, right? And sometimes not the who. Very recently. Oh my God. The sweetness now and the oils have started to accumulate and intensify, and it's good. Like the oil now, because it's so hot, it's heating up the tobacco a little warmer now since it's shorter, so it has less time to travel to the smoke, and it's more intense towards where you're at, because the cigar is at its final end here. It's even better. I already said this in 9.5, right, guys? The Alec and Bradley Kintsugi. Alec and Bradley, good cigar. Great. They are a good cigar maker. I wasn't familiar with Alec and Bradley until I started smoking cigars again. But this company, what was the other company that Drew Estate and Rocky Patel? I mean, these 3 companies in themselves, I don't need to go anywhere else. I mean, I still love my Gloria Cubanas, I love my Patrons, I love my Monte Cristos, and in fact, I was going to review a Monte Cristo cigar to see how Dominican cigars, one of my old favorites, old standbys, to see how it tastes today compared to the past. And of course, my opinion might change because it's been years, right, that I smoked it, right? So you're like comparing it to a previous impression of it. And I didn't. I'd rather smoke something new for you guys, smoke something new for myself, than retrace the path of something that I've already smoked consistently and already know a lot about. Of course, things change. And I saw that with the wine. Like, as my beer, I put the beer into when you go to Binny's, they have a wine chiller there, guys. If you, or here's my suggestion to you, or a tip. If you buy your warm beer and you want it to get cold, they have a wine chiller there at Binny's. Take your 4-pack. If you take your 4-pack that you chose, try not to choose so long. I already knew I wanted this. So I grabbed that 4-pack and put it in the wine chiller. And they let you do it. They don't care. You can put anything you want in the wine chiller. You can put fucking beer. You can put a fucking bottle of tequila, which I recommend doing, or mezcal. Putting it in the wine chiller, that water cooler chiller. Throw that shit in there. And then, walk around. You get 10 minutes to chill. 10 minutes. 10 minutes is going to be really good. Not the 3 to 7. Take 10 minutes. And so I went back and looked at the wines. I was looking at the wines, the Pinots, the Willamette Valley Pinots, the Chapelet, the Farniente Chardonnays, the Farniente Cabernets, the Schaefer Cabernets. I was like I was a kid in candy store. Like, I used to drink all of these wines all the time. I was like, oh my God. It's like going through the aisles and I'm like refreshing my memory, thinking about Thanksgiving, of what, like Beaulieu Vineyards, Frog's Leap, Stag's Leap, Greenwich Hills. Phantom Smeagol just came in the chat. Yeah, I agree with you, Phantom Smeagol. I think it's wise. Like, I think there's better money to be made next Saturday. I'm on your side, brother. Like, we have to manage our bankroll. Like, I bet. Thankfully, I'm not betting every card. I mean, I'm betting every fight anymore. I'm not betting every fight. I am the bout better. I still bet a lot of fights, bro. Still bet a lot of bouts, man. I still bet a lot of bouts. And I'm betting a lot. Every event, I'm betting. I'm betting. I'm gambling. Like, for me, it's opportunity to make profit, opportunity to make money. I'm betting. So I agree with you that the pay-per-view card, everybody does. I don't know about you. I do better on the pay-per-view card. So you do better on the pay-per-view card, Smeagol? I do much better. Like, I just know that I do better on them, right? I think where I make a mistake is when I'm a little bit down. I go a little crazy on one thing or another. It's that last bout, like that Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards. When I bet like $500 on Nate Diaz, round 5, plus 2,800 live. And I throw like $400 on it, I do still, I've been drinking probably by that point, but I like the way it possibly could have happened, right? This guy versus Volkanovski, Ortega versus Volkanovski live bet, threw $400, Ortega at that point at plus 1,600, right? These are some of my biggest losses in my gambling career, right? I'm not a big high roller. I don't bet 1,000 each bet. For me, $400 is a big bet. $200 is a big bet. $100 is my large range. I usually like 50, 60 bucks, because I like building parlays, but I will bet those. I'll bet a rack or close to it. I'll bet that amount. And I know what I'm doing. I know it's unlikely. I saw that plus 1,600, and when he only had that sub, Ortega had that sub, I was going nuts. I got him at live bet plus 1,600. I was like, there's still 2 rounds left. That sub is live at any point. I'm betting it, all right? And with Nate Diaz is a live dog at any point. You got Nate Diaz at plus 2,400. Plus 18, 2,400. He's losing the fight. I don't give a shit. I won with Leon Edwards against Kamaru Usman. I bet the money line, right? And I had the finish line. But imagine if I would have live bet him at that point. He must have been plus 2,400 in round 5. I could have just bet the same $200 that I bet him normally. And that would have been better. But this week, I'm not saying I've gone light because I still need certain people to win. I need Victor Henry to win. I need Alonso Minifield to win, right? Because they're still with Montefiore, especially Victor Henry. If Victor Henry doesn't win, I am fucked. I'm already out 3 units at that point, right? So he is a big bet for me. I didn't bet his money line because it's ridiculous, but I parlayed him with Montefiore to get to where I wanted to be. And I'm most confident in that pick that as a parlay leg than anybody else here. And I parlayed some other people on this card with her. You know, Alonso Minifield. Was thinking of some other ones, but it is what it is. So, I'm doing futures betting right now. And next week, after this week, I think you're going to see Montefiore. Here's what I would do. I would bet Montefiore with people you're confident yourself this week and next week and the week afterwards. And just take that risk. I could be so fucking wrong. I've never been so confident in somebody in my life. I mean, I've never have. I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to get fucked. I'm telling you, this cigar, guys, is close to the 10 Club. Look at that uniformity. Beautiful. Great flavors. Pungent. Pungent in a positive way. Refined. Perfect pairing with whatever thing you want. You want wine? This thing is. You want to drink a beer? Go on ahead. Not spicy. So smooth. Very elegant. Distinctive flavors. Just really good. Okay, guys, you guys didn't answer, and if you made it this far, in terms of the shirt, I paid $4.50 for this shirt. It's secondhand, but it was brand new at secondhand. $4.50. You too could look like a dork for $4.50. Man, it's so good. 9 and 9. 9 and 9 and 9 and 9 and 9. 9 and 9. I got 99 bitches, but I don't even know what he says. Mm. Again, guys, hit up the likes. If you guys watch this post ad hoc, please like it up. Please leave a comment. I'll respond to your comments, guys. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna like kiss your ass, but I'm gonna like tell you what I'm doing. Everything else, Illinois Bigfoot knows what I'm doing. You know, Ranj knows what I'm doing. All these other guys, you know, they know what I'm doing. They all listening. I've lost a lot of my viewership, but that's okay. I don't mind it. because I think like we've all been trained to like a certain MMA show the way that that's being done, and I've been losing. So so it's hard to like gain a crowd when you've been losing. If you haven't produced results and you've been losing, people are not going to listen to like your opinion more, and I get that, but you should listen to my opinion on my beer. You should listen to my opinion on my cigars. Because other than MMA, I know beer and cigars very well. Like I go to breweries, I know people that make beer. I go to all these places here in Chicago. Anywhere I go to the beer places. I've been to the Dominican Republic. I've been to cigar factories. Been to cigar factories in Nicaragua, in Mexico, in Honduras. I've been to Honduras and been in cigar factories. Costa Rica, I've been in cigar factories. So, and beer, forget it. Nationwide, California, Oregon, Seattle, like in Washington, Oregon. Same with wine. I previously worked for a wine company. I haven't even started my sip and smoke with wines. So I know what I know and I know what I don't know. And even though I'm losing the gambling, I do know it. And I've been gambling MMA now for a long time. We are on a losing streak. But I've been happy with the bet. Not happy with the bets because I'm losing, but wow. The Kintsugi, guys. Dope ass fucking cigar. This cigar is fucking good. 9.5. It doesn't get any better. You won't see a 10 here. Yeah, I mean I won't. I don't think I have given a cigar a 10. I thought I almost did. I thought the Drew Estate not sun grown, but I forgot what the Drew Estate cigar was really, really good. So, I mean, I've not given any 10s yet, and I doubt there will be. You know, it's got to be like a extremely good cigar to get a 10. But this is up there, the 9.5. Man, whoever rolled this cigar, I would love to hire. If I had a cigar company, gotta know who rolled this thing. This thing is perfect. Look at this thing. Perfect cigar. You guys don't know. If you're not a cigar smoker, you don't know how good it is to have a cigar of such uniformity at the end of it like this. This is a privilege. That's a cigar. The roller did such a good job for us to enjoy it all the way. And I have to get the cigar holder at the end. Like an old guy, I'm gonna get one of those. I have to get one. So I have to get one of those, find a vintage one or whatever. Oh. You guys don't know. If you're a cigar smoker, you have to smoke the cigar. It's like so good. I doubt that you maybe you know. Again, as I mentioned, you have to have that the same lot or the same roller maybe that I got. But fabulous. There's that vein, Joey. You see that vein? That is a nice view there. That vein is not burning. Good tobacco, man. You can't tell. There's a vein there. See that vein burning? So I bought the cigar. Was that like I saw the veins on it, and I was like, man, I gotta have that thing. That's what I did. That's yummy. It's beautiful. The stacks. Look at that. Look at that, guys. God damn. You know what? Again, I keep on going back to the craftsmanship. Besides the fucking quality of the cigar, like the person that rolled this was fucking the best. Okay. That's why it also tastes better. You know, it touched the hands of a master. He's like, oh, let me put it this way. Let me blend this. Let me put this so much. So soft. Tell you about the drinkability of this melodrama. Melodrama. So good, guys. Hop Butcher makes good product, man. These guys making, if you're in the Chicago area, I'm going to go visit their brewery. Love this stuff. They're making some good stuff. I want to try their other things. So look forward to seeing a review on their other products here. Because the Mellotron is up there. It's a 9 Club. You know, it's like one of the best beers that we've had here. I don't even like the lemon normally, Ryan. And this thing is like, has that lemon, but that, whatever, the papaya and the hops that they put, the blend that they make it, the citrus is right. It's well balanced. It's not overwhelmingly lemon. It's not overwhelmingly sweet. It's smooth, and it allows the hops to just stay, not be too bitter, but be there. Awesome. There's no rind in this one, but man, look at that. Oh, there is. Look at that. Look at that. You're not gonna be able to tell from the camera. It's there. There's like this culturedness to it. You guys might think it looks like spit. You can't tell from that angle, but awesome beer. Awesome beer. Wow. So good, guys. mm. Oakiness, the woods, the tobacco. So good, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here. About Better MMA. About Better Sip and Smoke. You guys know, if you've made it this far, you are about better. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night. Good luck in your betting this weekend.